make sure it's recording.
Mm-hmm.
Hi, everyone. Welcome to the 2022 SF Doc Fest. I'm Gigi Haycock, one of the programmers at the festival. You've had a chance to watch For the Love of Sake, and we are fortunate to have the director here, Shuhei Sako, joining us from Japan. So, so nice of you to come. Thank you very much.
Yeah, thank you so much. I'm so happy to be here and
well,
get to talk with you all.
Yeah. Well, I love the fest. I love the film. It was amazing. And I appreciate that you're going to be discussing it with us. I found it quite a poetic film, you know.
Oh, did you? Wow. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, very Zen-like, and because of the Toji, the master brewer,
yeah.
he's an exceptional, you know, character.
Mm-hmm.
And I know that I read in one of your biography that you travel around Japan and you look for, you know, communities where you can see the basically the various regions, seeking out traditional cultures. And what really came through with me with this one, with the traditional culture, is just people living very happy lives. And what made you decide to pursue that kind of, you know, searching that out?
So how do you mean, like, how I kind of came up?
Yeah, with the idea that you wanted to go to communities and, you know, look at their cultural traditions.
So so since I graduated from university, I traveled many different countries. So I was outside Japan most of the time when I was young. You know, I was in South Korea and Germany, and also like Southeast Asia. Then when I came back to Japan, I just live, you know, in the Japanese society. And also I kind of thought, oh, maybe I might move to USA in the future. Then I suddenly thought, oh, maybe time is limited, spending time in Japan. Then in this time, I really want to explore the traditional culture, which I'm really attracted to. Then I was also interested in sake and fermentation. Then I was thinking, oh, maybe I want to film something about, you know, sake. Then it was really good timing that, you know, one of my friends, you know, introduced me to Mr. Ishikawa, who is really renowned. Yeah. Then I sent him a letter and, you know, can I film you in brewery?
That's great. So you met him first before you met the other people in the brewery, right?
So first, I talked to him. Like,
yeah.
Kind of.
Great.
He said, okay.
Yeah, it's very interesting that it's a woman who owns the brewery. I mean, after her husband passed away, but they seem to have a very good relationship throughout the film. You know, kind of testing the waters with each other because they weren't really sure. You know,
they compare the relationship as like Tom and Jerry. So they always kind of you know, teasing him. You know.
Yes. Yeah, teasing him. His face is so it tells so many stories, you know. I feel like that he's a great subject. And the communal living is another thing I wanted to talk to you about. That seemed very important in the film, about how he does his brewing, basically his philosophy and tradition, right? Yeah. So how did that land with, it looked like it was okay with the other brewers who were, you know, brought into his method? Yeah. So they just lived. I'm just asking, like, how did they live together? You don't really see that part. You see them, you know, sharing meals, but did they all live on the property?
Yeah, so inside the brewery, the kura, which means like sake brewery. So they all live in the building, the property. Yeah.
Great.
So
who is making all of their food? I know the breakfast was sometimes the owner, right?
Yeah, the owner cooks breakfast, and also they hire cook like a old grandma from neighbors.
Yeah.
So they come and cook for the food.
Yeah, it just seemed very philosophical when they were sitting around and talking about things, and the fermentation and then the process of it. And it was, it felt like a family sitting around a table.
Yeah, it
Yeah.
is. It is really like so it is more like, so he compares sake. He often compares sake with a baby. So if you think like this way, it's kind of easy to understand. So how you wanna raise baby in the environment? So it's like they're kind of growing the baby with a family, in the whole family and community. So for that, maybe they believe the having great environment, also letting go of control, is important to kind of give them strength and health. So that's what I felt from their communal living, I guess.
Yeah, and seems to be very much something that he came up with, Mr. Ishikawa, right? That's his method, is not to change the temperature, is to have things ferment on their own, and kind of just make it grow in a natural time.
Yeah, so basically that's not his kind of philosophy.
Oh, I'm sorry.
That is his philosophy, but like compared to modern method of process, making sake. Well, in modern society, many brewery has a kind of cutting edge facilities, and great sanitization, and they're really good at designing sake and control sake, and they can make like a really efficient way. But Mr. Ishikawa believes like, the tradition from like 200 years ago, they already has everything they need. And that is the most kind of modern way of sake brewing, in a way. So when I ask Mr. Ishikawa, so do you don't feel worried every time if you don't control temperature? And he just answer, no, I just stick to traditions, and all the answers in the tradition, so they don't feel worried.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's amazing. So did you I think the culmination though is when they taste their first, the fruits of their labor, right? And you were there, obviously, yes. And did you get to taste it?
Yeah, every day, every night. Yes, every night.
Every night you did? Okay, that's good.
Yeah, also.
But it seemed very important for, they tried it cold and you said it should probably be fermented more, I think, if I remember correctly. And then the hot was what everybody really liked, right? The same batch, correct? Yeah. Yeah. Oh, that's great. I also noticed there was a lot of humor in a place where, he's coming into a brewery where, the sun has been working, and but there seemed to be not a lot of animosity and humor. Do you know, is it because of the personality of the people, or why do you think that was, that there wasn't, people feeling threatened for their jobs and things like that?
So can you tell
yes,
me?
so did the apprentices and the brewers had, the master brewer come in, but there didn't seem to be any animosity to him and his new way very much. I think they had their own way of doing things, but they seemed very receptive to how he was doing. And there seemed to be a lot of humor, especially, when they were sharing a meal. And otherwise it was very serious matter, right?
Yeah, yes. Well, that was, yeah. So let me think. It is one of the reasons he's really well known. He's like kind of legendary Toji in the industry. So obviously all the brewers have a respect, at least.
Yeah. Mhm.
And also the other reason is that so all the brewers from Tsukinoi, they believed like something has to be changed. So they are already mentally ready for kind of trying something new and accepting everything. That's why maybe they kind of accept new Toji and new sake brewing style. Then they are in harmony, I guess. So
Mhm.
I think it's not only a brewer's kind of mind, but also like Toji, Mr. Ishikawa is really trying to make everyone happy and get together by saying humor, by telling humor every night and communicating well every day in the morning and night.
Yeah. Well, that came through very much. And I love that he's known as the sake Godzilla. So he is well known.
Yes, his nickname is Sake Godzilla.
I thought that was great. And then he said he didn't burn the place down or whatever, right?
Yeah, just not yet. Yeah, not yet.
Yeah, not yet. Let's see. At the scene at the end, when they're tasting everything, was that the product that went out? Once when they were sitting at the table and what you tasted and everything, that was what was able to be sold, or did they do more work on it? Or
so I think they were talking like something like this. I mean, so that sake is from, do you know the scene before they're making kneading?
Yeah.
Yeah, with all of brewers, they sing and just kneading, and that sake just came out. So that's what they're drinking.
Okay.
And their first comment was, "Oh, it has to be a little bit aged." Is it right?
Yeah.
It's same as like whiskey or wine. Maybe you should kind of let them sleep for a while. Then it tastes more like mild and it's more like smooth. But those sake is already out. It's like, people can buy it. Or maybe you can buy in California and America.
And that was the kimono? Was that the name of it? Or
Kimoto, yes.
Kimoto, that's right. Okay, great. Oh my gosh, this is so wonderful. And it's a great film, and I loved how it like just his touching of the rice and all of that was, when they were saying that even just tossing it is a skill that somebody learned for 2 to 4 years or something like that, and that he was a true master, and that really comes through in this film. And I'm so happy. Thank you so much for bringing this to us. And what do you want to do? What do you have another project that you're working on now?
Yeah, I have some other project. Yeah, I have some people and culture I want to introduce to the world. And there's some ongoing projects. Yeah.
Oh, that's excellent. Well, I can't thank you enough for taking your time to talk to all of us and discussing your film. And I appreciate you putting it out there for all of us. Thank you.
As well. I'm so happy. Yeah, to have this opportunity. Yeah.
Thank you.
Thanks for having time for this. And
absolutely. Bye-bye.
Yeah, bye-bye. Thank you. Enjoy the film and film festivals.